Hello beautiful people, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name's Yvette and I welcome you today to this reading vlog that I'm doing. You probably can tell from the thumbnail, but I am going to start Metal Slinger. But just before we get into Metal Slinger, I might as well wrap up the last book that I have read. If you can hear background noise, I'm sorry, I'm cooking in the other room, so if you can hear some weird like bubbling, it's in the kitchen. But yes, the last book that I read was Honey and Spice, which I have finished. It's currently Friday night and I just finished it and I rated it 3 stars. If you haven't seen it before, I have like a rating system that I'm going off at the minute because I tended to just rate books willy-nilly and I rated them pretty high, which doesn't really help anything. So I have come up with a rating system that I can check each time, just something simple. I will show you here. I'll put another screenshot up on the screen if it's not as clear, but basically every time I read a book this year I want to check this rating system. So on my Instagram it's right at the top, I've pinned it so I can just quickly get on it and check it. So with that being said, I rated Honey and Spice 3 stars. According to my rating system, this is a book above average, worth my time, and I liked the book and probably would recommend it, which is so true. The reason I stopped it, I thought all the way through it was going to be a 4-star and I loved the story, but I think about 50 to 100 of pages didn't need to be in there at all. But it's basically an enemies to lovers, even though they're not enemies. Frenemies, I guess, to lovers, and they spend the whole book like miscommunication, hating on each other, pretending their feelings aren't real, and then okay, they get together at the book, spoiler, they get together near the end of the book and I'm like, perfect. But I was thinking at the time, like, where the hell is this book gonna go? Because we have like a lot of pages left. I probably had like 100 pages left at this point. And then they fell out again, and then there was miscommunication, and I'm just like, we didn't need that bit in the book. They could have wrapped it up a lot sooner. They could have taken out 50 to 100 pages of like waffle. That's what stopped me from rating it 4 stars. I had to drop a star, and I'm trying to be a bit more harsh with my ratings this year. Now obviously 3 stars is still above average, it's still great, and I still would recommend the book. I've got the second book on my shelf in the other room, so I will be reading that. I did thoroughly enjoy like 80% of the book, and yeah, like I say before, it was going to be a 4-star read, but unfortunately it just dragged a bit towards the end, and sometimes I think like romances have no business being longer than like 350, 400 pages, which this one was. So that's why I rated it 3 stars. But if you guys are wondering, should I read it, shouldn't I read it, I would say to read it. It was really, really good. It just might start to drag at the end, but the payoff at the end, like right at the very end, the last chapter, worth it. And the epilogue, worth it. So let's get on today's vlog of reading Metal Slinger. Now, I've got my trusty hardback cover from Paper and Word. This is the hardback version, so it's a lot bigger. I've not used her in a while because I've not read a hardback book in a while. So yes, like I said, I'm using my trusted little hardback cover. So let me get Metal Slinger out. Here she is, hardback version. I know they do a paperback version now, but I'm sticking with the trusted hardback version. I actually think my husband bought this for me last year. At some point, it was on my TBR list and we went into the works, I think. Thank you. But this is actually a predicted 5-star read. I know that last year before, people were raving about this book and rating it 5 stars. It could possibly be a god tier read. So I am overly excited to start this book. Really excited. I also have the Audible version, especially if, with it being fantasy, there might be names I'm not understanding, I don't know how to pronounce. It's so much easier on Audible. But also, last year I purchased it on Kindle. I think it was on sale for 99p in one of those deals that they always do every month. So here she is on Kindle as well, which makes it a lot easier because I do want to be able to read this outside and like take it with me. Obviously, I'm not going to take this big chunky book with me everywhere, so the Kindle version is perfect for that, and obviously I'll have my phone for Audible as well. So I'm really trying to get immersed in the full reading experience with it all here, and I'm hoping to have this done quite quickly. I'm hoping it's going to be addicted to read. I've got like the rest of tonight to hopefully read after we've had tea. Hopefully I can get a couple of hours in, even like do one of those vlogs where I end up reading till like 2 a.m. or something. And then tomorrow, thankfully, it's a free day for us, so I'm hoping to also get a big chunk of reading done tomorrow and hopefully film some reading stuff for you guys. I mean, after I've had tea, I'm gonna get this started, so I'll come back to you guys with an update. Hello, it is the next day, as you can probably tell. I didn't read for too long last night. I got really tired to the point where, you know, when your eyes do that funny thing and you can't really like focus on the page. I got to that stage and I just thought, I think it was like 11:30, and I was like, I was planning on staying up till 2 a.m, but actually I'm too tired. So, updates. Obviously I'm right at the start. I'm just about to start chapter 8. Now, we've kind of met, obviously we've met the main character, the FMC, and we're just getting to grips with her and her like station and her, not like work colleagues, they're all called like alphas. So they have to like go to market. It's kind of like a rite of passage. They were all there and they're told to stay together, and there was some issue, I won't spoil it, but there was some issue with one of her male peers. Well, he's actually not a peer because he's actually like way above her station, but basically there's an issue there. Then there's a bigger issue at the market, really bad one, that's kind of maybe ended the treaty that they have, but kind of wasn't the FMC's fault. But I need to figure out what's happening, because at the minute we know that she's kind of in deep doo-doo and one of her peers doesn't want to let her go to resolve this. Whatever has to happen, she has to leave to resolve this, and she doesn't want to do this. I'm trying to do this spoiler-free, but it's kind of hard to do it spoiler-free. So yeah, I'm only on like chapter 8, just about to start chapter 8. I finished on page 66. Let me check how far through that is. But again, like I am actually, of course, enjoying it so far. So it's only 13% of the way through. So I've got a lot to read. So I'm thinking of sitting down a bit more now, reading a bit more. But yeah, like I say, at the minute, I'm just like getting an introduction to the characters, to the world, to the story, what's happening, for there to be treaties and for there to be like issues, and finding out like where they are. And I kind of have an idea of why it's called Metal Slinger and why there's like a knife on the front. But yeah, I've literally just woken up, I've had a shower, and so like at least I'm nice and clean, and I'm ready for the day. Obviously it's Saturday today, so yeah, I think I'm going to read for a little bit more now. My husband's just studying for an exam, so he'll do that for about 2 hours, and then he'll probably get ready, and then we're going to go out on a walk, hot girl walk, and I'll film myself maybe and keep you updated now. Okay, it has been like a week since I've actually filmed anything to do with Metal Slinger. I've been so busy and I've just had like different news that I've been processing, so it's been kind of hard to jump on camera and film. However, I am back, even though I missed a week. I'm back, and yeah, I have been reading, and I've been mostly doing immersive reading. If you don't know what that is when you put your headphones in, you listen to the audiobook, but you follow along on the page with it. I just find that it immerses me so much more in the world when I'm reading along when they're talking. So I've basically read like a lot of the book since we last spoke. I can't even remember what the last update was because, like I say, it was like more than a week ago. But I'm currently on, let me find my bookmark, chapter 41. So I've read all this. So that's page 298. Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying this book. I feel like this is definitely a good fantasy book for those wanting to get into fantasy as well. It's not very heavy on the world building. It's not too complicated to understand. So I literally think like anybody could pick this book up and it would be suitable for everybody. And because it's only a duology, if that's how you say it, there's only 2 books in the series from what I've heard. And I'm not too sure when the next book is coming out. I'll put a picture up if I can find it of when the next one is coming out. I think it's this year, 2026, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, this is definitely one for the masses and definitely very, very easy to get into. I could quite literally say to any of my friends to read this. The writing's huge in it and the plot is so easy to follow. I don't know if that's because I am just immersed in the book and I'm really enjoying it, or whether because it's an easy read and it's like an easy fantasy. Probably a bit of both. What can I say without spoiling it, which has happened so far? So with these books, obviously there is a hint of romance. So when you're first reading it, obviously I've not finished it yet, so this might change at the end of the book, but so far what you think is going to happen if you've read any romantasy type of book before happens. It hasn't like happened yet, but it's happening, and you know the bond that they have is like tale as old as time. That side of it, obviously I do like a romantasy, I do like an element of romance in my books. I am finding this better to read with the like sexual tension that they've got going on. But in terms of the, I guess, war and wars that have been happening throughout time, it's interesting for our FMC to find out that the life that she was living or the life that she had wasn't really her life. And again, I'm trying not to spoil it too much, but she's coming to grips with having to move away from people that she knows and people that she's known her whole life, well, that she thinks she's known her whole life. That's another aspect to this book. But then she's moved to a different place, trying to get to know new people, trying to trust new people as well, because that's a big thing for her. Her trust was broken very early on, which you don't find out until a little bit later in the book. So her trust was broken in a big way, and she's finding it hard to trust other people in the book, understandably. But there's like quite a few different, not storylines, but quite a few different aspects going on, which are easy to follow in this book. As well as the current like situation that she's in chapter 41, she's literally just found something else out that has like been dropped on her. So now she's got to make a decision about what she wants to do. And I don't know whether she's got to make a decision like currently, like now, or whether that's something that she has to make a decision on like in a little while. So I've got a couple of hours now, and this book will take a couple of hours to finish, it says on my like Audible. So I do need to nip out in about probably like an hour. No, like an hour and a half. I need to nip out. So what I'm gonna do is like probably read for an hour and a half, get as far as I can, probably get near to right to the end, and then I'll probably come back and finish it off, and then hopefully I can give you like a roundup update and my review. But I am sorry that this basically hasn't been a proper reading vlog like I wanted it to be, which is annoying. What I might have to try and do is do spoiler vlogs, because I've been trying to keep this like not spoiler free, but it's kind of hard to explain what's going on. So afterwards I might do like a spoiler. If I'm doing a reading vlog, I might just do a spoiler and just be like, sorry guys. So yeah, like I said, page 298, chapter 41, and I've got a couple of hours left in the Audible version, and obviously, you know, I'm gonna be doing my immersive reading. Follow along on the page. Catch you in a little bit. Okay, me again. So I am just going to nip out in a minute, but I'm on chapter 52 now. That is page 397. I'm slightly worried about the bond that's going on, as it's not all it seems, I think, and I feel like this book will end on a bit of a cliffhanger. The sexual tension is still sexual tension. That side of the bond is like pulling them together, but also I'm very aware of what's been said from the bad angles of the bond and like what can happen, so I'm scared for them. I'm still confused on the place that she's in now, because it doesn't seem like a great place. There's been snippets of like really, really bad things that happen to the people of the land there, and it doesn't seem that great. So she's left, in my head, she's left one bad place to go to another bad place. Also, all the people are very, very scared of her and like her abilities. There's that kind of like aspect of the book as well, which I'm nervous about. Also, I've just read the bottom half of the blurb, and there's a twist, a plot twist that broke the internet when it came out. No, I'll be so annoyed, and I'm glad the second one is hopefully coming out this year, because what the hell, if something happens at the end of this book, I'm gonna lose my rag. But I am waiting for their bond to be fully in tune. I have many questions. But yeah, I do need to go out now, and I will come back and finish it, because I've only got this much left, which is a little bit. So yeah, let me go out, and then I can come back and finish this book hopefully tonight and give you an update. Different scenery for me to do an update. I probably didn't update you guys from yesterday's antics when I was reading the book. So they did get the happening was happening in the book. It was happening. By the end, I finished the book today on my lunch. I can't actually fathom the plot twist that happens within this book. And I can't tell you, because this is spoiler free. The book absolutely exceeded my expectations, and I have rated it 5 stars. Now, obviously, this wasn't a proper reading vlog like what I wanted, really, so I am a bit miffed about that. I could probably get in one other small book, like I was saying before. I've said in another video a couple of weeks ago that for March, maybe I could get in like one more small one after this one, which is true. I only spent like a couple more days, 2 more days than I wanted on this book, because I wanted to read it in a week, and obviously I've just like gone just over. So I'm actually not too depressed about that. I am quite happy with that. I really did enjoy the book, and it's a super easy read. I would definitely say if you're used to really, really in-depth fantasy and world building books, and they're like 1,000 pages plus, you might find this book a little basic. But for the girlies that just want to read something fantasy driven, I would say give it a go, because I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it would definitely be something I would recommend to somebody wanting to get into fantasy as well. I would for sure say this book is something for some of the like newer fantasy readers that might be out there that don't really have a clue on where to start. This would, for me, be something that I would recommend with, let's say, like Fourth Wing. I could recommend them both. Obviously, this is a duology, if I'm saying that right. And I just found out that the second book, I guess the final book, comes out in June. So I've not actually got that long to wait, just a few more months. So I'm definitely going to be buying this book like straight away when it comes out. I'll probably end up getting it on Kindle if it's not in like Waterstones, or I can like pre-order it from the works or something. I will have to like get it on my Kindle straight away. I actually would really recommend it to people if you're happy with something a bit more basic than your really, really in-depth world building and really hard to follow fantasy story, because this definitely isn't it. It's definitely more of there's a slight romantic element. I guess it's kind of like one of the main tropes in it, but it's not necessarily just focused on that to begin with. I really enjoyed it. And everything is personal preference. Everything is up to us, what we feel like rating and what we feel like reading and how much we're enjoying it. I just think I want to put a positive message out to people that are watching this video and to anybody that is struggling with what to rate things and don't really know where to start. I would tell you guys to come up with your own rating systems and just have fun with it. Like, it's really not that deep. I know people tend to look and really want to follow book talk and booktubers and really want to look to them for advice, and sometimes their opinions differ from everybody else's, but that is what makes reading so fun, and that is what makes our own personal opinions so fun. I think there's too much pressure at the minute in the community, in the book space, to, you know, if I like a 3-star read and would recommend a 3-star read, another person might not recommend a 3-star read, and I just really don't think it's that deep. Everybody has their own personal opinion, and I'm just happy that I have found a hobby that I like. So if that is my positive message to everybody watching this video, that I hope you just take away that everybody can have their own opinion, and whether you hated a book or you loved a book, at least we are reading, and reading makes the world a better place. So I think I will leave this video with that positive message for you guys. But yeah, keep reading and keep sharing your opinions, because your opinions on books definitely matter. Yeah, thank you for joining me today. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've got like the light shining on my face in different places. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for joining me. Goodbye.